Today I'm going to share with you exactly how you can genuinely and authentically connect with your audience leveraging the power of storytelling. For those of you that might be new here, I'm Devin Rodriguez, founder of Storypreneur, and we help coaches and speakers learn how to tell stories that authentically and genuinely connect with their audience and convert them into paying clients. So without further ado, let's get into the training for today. Today I want to talk to you about something that I call the story matrix. Now, here's the thing. Don't you dare judge me because of my beautiful handwriting, okay? I know it is perfect, so before you say anything, I know you love it. So the storytelling matrix is about one thing, and that one thing is getting the audience to feel understood. Because here's the thing. There's one thing that your customers and potential clients desire more than anything else, and that is someone that they feel like understands them. Do you have any idea how alone our audiences feel? How they feel like nobody gets them? In fact, I remember a time in my life where for 6 years I was bullied nonstop. Every single day, I would come home, scream in my pillow as a kid, and just cry to God and say, God, why are you putting me through this? I don't get it, and nobody understands me. So the people that we want to get our products and services to, they don't feel understood. And all they're looking for is a coach, a mentor, a teacher, someone that says, hey, I understand where you are. I've been there myself, but you don't have to stay there. Let me show you how to get out. So this story matrix that we're gonna break down right now is a tool that you can use to begin to show people, hey, I get where you are, but also follow me because I could take you to where you want to go. So the storytelling matrix is broken down into 4 parts. Okay, the first part is what we call obstacles. Now, when you think of obstacles, I want you to think of something like a 9-to-5 job. Okay, we'll use that as an example. Now, let's say your client is somebody that wants to start a business. Now, why is that an obstacle? Well, it's an obstacle because if they have a 9-to-5 job, then they don't have as much time. If they have a 9-to-5 job, they might be stuck doing something that they don't enjoy. So the thing to keep in mind about the obstacle is this is what we call the cause, okay? So that's the cause, or another way to put it is the input. Now, why that is important is because on the other side of the spectrum, we have the struggles. And when we think of struggles, this is what I need you to think. How does the obstacle or the input affect the output? In other words, the person has a 9-to-5 job, so what does that probably mean? That probably means that the person has little time. That might mean that they feel tired. So we're getting clear, number one, on the obstacles, the things that are in their way right now. It could be a 9-to-5 job. It could be a negative environment. It could be a bad mindset. It could be a pessimistic relationship. It could be a bad friend group. It could be that they're in college. It could be that they're in high school, etc., etc., etc. So the obstacle is just the cause. What is the cause? What are the things that are keeping them from where they want to get to? Or at least the things that they think are keeping them from where they want to get to. For example, like I just put down, a 9-to-5 job. But the second part of that is identifying and getting clear on what are their struggles. In other words, how does the obstacle show up for them? So they have a 9-to-5 job. Why is that important? Because they have little time. They have a 9-to-5 job. Why is that important? Because they're tired when they come home. So these are the things that they struggle with. They don't feel like they have the time. They don't feel like they have the energy. Let's say somebody's in an abusive relationship, in terms of an emotionally abusive relationship. An obstacle could be they're in the relationship. What's a struggle? They don't feel heard. They don't feel seen. So there's a big difference. Obstacle is the input. The struggle is the output. So what you want to do is get crystal clear on what are those obstacles for your particular audience. For me, I'll give you an example. I specifically work with coaches and speakers who want to master the art of storytelling. Well, what's an obstacle? An obstacle might be that they have a 9-to-5 job. Another obstacle might be that they don't like to show up on camera. Another obstacle might be that they don't have an audience. Another obstacle might be that they lack the confidence. So then what are some struggles that would come along with that? Well, if they don't like being on camera, a struggle could be that they stutter. If they don't have confidence, a struggle could be that they tend to hide. So as you can see, the obstacle is the input, it's the foundational level, the cause, and then the struggle is the effect. It's how does the obstacle actually show up for them? How does it affect them? But that's not the power of the story matrix. Where we really start to get powerful are with the next two pillars of this matrix. The first pillar is what we call thoughts. Now, I'm sure you've heard of this before. Make sure that you get inside the head of your potential client or prospect. Now, what we're doing here with thoughts, and this is key, what we want to do is we want to write down their thoughts in phrases. So we don't want to just say, oh, they feel overwhelmed, or they think, wow, life sucks. No, what we want to be able to do, let's use this person in a 9-to-5 job. What we want to do is answer this question. When they lay their head down at night and they're just so tired because of everything that they've gone through, and they just can't fall asleep at night because of the day that they just had and then looking forward to the next day, what are those thoughts that are keeping them awake at night? And what we want to do is we want to write them in phrases such as, oh God, I got to go back to work again. Okay? So that's just one example of another phrase. Let's go to another phrase. Another phrase can be, how much longer can I do this? What's another phrase? Another phrase can be, I hate my job. Now, why is this even significant? Why is this even relevant? The reason why this is relevant is because what we do as storytellers, as speakers, is we reflect back to them their internal thoughts. This is how we get people to feel understood and validated. Because when you're able to express what they've just been impressing, or in other words, when you're able to verbalize what they internalize, they will say, how did you know that? How did you know that that's what I'm going through? How did you know that that's what I say to myself at night? So getting crystal clear on the exact phrases that they're saying to themselves is going to set you apart from everybody else. Now, undeniably, the question's probably, well, Devin, how do I know these phrases? I never want you to forget this quote. It comes from a gentleman named Rory Vaden. He says that you are perfectly positioned to help the person that you once were. Chances are that you are currently serving an earlier version of you. So what you need to do is go ahead back to when you were in their shoes and think, what were those thoughts that I had? What were those worries? What were the things that I was struggling with? And then you write down those phrases. So remember, the thoughts we write down in phrases. The reason being because when we share our story, guess what we're gonna say? We're gonna tell a story where we also thought, oh God, I gotta go to work again. Or we're gonna tell a story when we said to ourselves, how much longer can I continue to do this? So we reflect back to the audience their inner dialogue. This is key. This gets them to say, oh my goodness, how did you know that? And then the last part of this matrix are now the feelings. How are they feeling? And how you want to do that is you want to use specific words. And what are some specific words? Okay, this person right here, they might feel overwhelmed. This person might feel frustrated. This person might feel anxious. So guess what we do? In our stories, we reflect back to them. So it would sound something like this. I remember a time in my life when I just couldn't do it anymore. And when I laid down in bed at night, all I could think to myself was, oh God, I gotta go to work again tomorrow. And it just made me feel overwhelmed and frustrated and anxious. And it seemed like every day it just got worse and worse and worse. Now you see what I'm doing? I'm reflecting back to them their thoughts and feelings. So now as they hear me talk, they're saying to themselves, this person really understands me. So now when you go ahead and make your offer or pitch your product or service, you're going to be the one that they say yes to for no other reason than they feel understood. So many people are focusing on how do I position myself as an expert or how do I make myself stand apart in the marketplace. All that our people want is to feel understood. So the quicker that you can realize that the obstacles, the struggles, the thoughts, and the feelings of our customers and clients are the key to connecting with them is the moment that you can start what we call in the military backwards planning and building out our stories so that we reflect back to them those struggles, obstacles, thoughts, and feelings. So now when we're sharing our stories, we don't start with, what do I want to say? We always start with, what does the audience need to hear? And when we say, okay, this is the message that the audience needs to hear, we first get clear on what are their struggles. Then number 2, what are their obstacles? Then number 3, what are their thoughts in phrases? And then number 4, what are their feelings using specific words. And then all that we do is we find a story in which we had a similar struggle, in which we had a similar obstacle, in which we had similar thoughts, and in which we had similar feelings. And I know what you're saying, but Devin, what if I never had a similar experience as my audience? See, here's the thing. Your stories, your experiences are unique to you, but the lessons that they teach are universal for all. So, this is the story matrix. This is what you use before you ever craft your story or deliver your message, so that you know that when you speak, your audience is going to feel connected with you on a whole other level, and they will follow your lead.